Morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Glenn Tan speaking. This time, I'm continuing to talk about GNV Water Cool Series, the introductions. And this presentation divided into these 5 parts. And for the next is refrigerant cycle analysis. This is the refrigerant cycle, and on the right side you can find it. This is the outdoor unit. We just connect with 2 indoor units, for example. And on the outdoor unit we have the compressor, oil separator, 4-way valve. This is the preheat exchanger to exchange heat with water, and this is the heat tank valve. This is the accumulator, and then this one is subcooler, which is another preheat exchanger. Then we will go to the indoor units, and back from it we will go to the 4-way valve, then to the gas liquid separator. So I will analyze how the refrigerant flow, for example, in cooling cycle. The refrigerant come from the compressor is high pressure and temperature gas. Then go to the after the oil separator, we will go to the 4-way valve as it is cooling. So we will go to the preheat exchanger to exchange with the water, and itself will become the liquid and go to here. And then we go through this EXV, which this one we will keep it fully open to ensure the refrigerant to go through it in as soon as possible. Then the liquid refrigerant accumulated here, and then at this part also you can find it a partial refrigerant from the main row. This is the main row. Then itself will get into this EXV, which is the subcooler EXV, and get expanded and become low pressure and temperature. Then it will go to this one, and then absorb it from the main row. Itself will become gas and flow back to the gas liquid separator. Then the main row refrigerant will become cooler, and then it can go further to the furthest indoor unit, and then at the indoor unit ESV, and it will get expanded and become low temperature and pressure, then absorb heat, which is doing cooling, and then itself the refrigerant become gas and flow to the outdoor unit, then to the gas liquid separator. After separating the liquid part, the 100% gas flow into the compressor, and then to finish the cycle. Actually, for this part is very similar to the GMV air cool system, and also I will analyze the difference for you. And for the pressure, we have the high pressure switch, and also high pressure sensor, we put it here, and low pressure sensor, put it here. Besides, we have lots of the temperature sensor to ensure the system is in our desired range. Next is heat tank cycle. This time the refrigerant comes from the compressor as it is heat tank mode, so from the 4-way valve it will just go to the indoor unit first. Then at the indoor unit it will release heat, which is doing heat tank itself, it will become liquid. Then just pay attention that at this EXV, indoor unit EXV, it will not get expanded, which means it's still keep liquid state, and also the pressure is not changed. Then go back to outdoor unit, and also there is a shut valve here, it cannot get through it, but here it will come from this valve A, and then we go through this subcooler and also get expanded at this EXV, this heat tank EXV, and then itself will become low pressure and temperature liquid. Then it can absorb it from this water, and the refrigerant become gas and flow back to the gas liquid separator, then to the compressor. And also for the heat tank, we are not use this subcooler EXV, which means for this is fully closed. And also for heat tank, there is another point is this one. This preheat exchanger oil return, and depending on the operating type, we will turn on this preheat exchanger oil return valve to ensure the oil which is accumulated at the bottom of this preheat exchanger to flow back, which is from here to the gas liquid separator. And then also here there is a hole for the oil to flow back to the compressor for lubrication. And this is the difference just compare with the air cool. And next I'm going to analyze the difference between air cool and water cool. As the water cool apply the preheat exchanger instead of the fin and tube of air cool, which means for the refrigerant, which means it cannot stop too much refrigerant inside the outdoor heat exchanger, so we need to create this accumulator for that, which means for this one the size is not that much, it cannot stop too much refrigerant, so we need to create this one here. And also for this one we need to adjust the system operating refrigerant amount. It means we need to make it to be very sensitive, and here is the adjusting methods. Basically this is for the modular system, which means this one it will connect with the other outdoor unit just from the liquid. You can also find it here is for another liquid pi of the outdoor unit, and this is the another outdoor unit, the gas pi. And for example in this case this is already a stop. We will apply the operation how to activate the refrigerant inside this accumulator. So for example this tire is still in heating mode, and from this picture you can also find it the refrigerant from the other outdoor unit go to the indoor unit, and then it become liquid and flow back to the other outdoor unit. Just in case that we find the refrigerant is not enough, so we need to use this part. And how the system will operate is just like this, as the gas valve is connected to it, so which means just flow this one is all will be the high pressure in heating mode, right, which is this. We will use this high pressure gas bypass. When we go to here we will turn on, then we will conduct this high pressure to this, and also you can find it, this is fully closed. This is check valve, also you cannot get through it, only get into this accumulator to press this refrigerant out, which is to conduct it from here into the operating cycle. And how about in cooling? So in cooling also in this case we need to apply the refrigerant inside the stock outdoor units, which is here. This outdoor unit is already stopped, and from the operating cycle we find that the refrigerant is not enough, so we need to use this one. This is how to use it, and because this part is already become low pressure in cooling mode, so we had another idea, which is to use this subcooler EXV, and this is the low pressure, so this part also will be low pressure. So we will go to here, then if we just turn it on, then we can sub this refrigerant into the operating cycle, right? And for the heating mode, this one is fully closed. And next, if we find that if there are too much refrigerant in the operating cycle, how we can conduct this abandoned part into the stop outdoor unit accumulator? And this time is also very easy. You can also find it. We just turn on this valve A, which means here it is also the liquid refrigerant with the high pressure, and then it will stop by the check valve and also the stop or the off valve A. Then just like this, we can turn on this valve A to conduct this refrigerant to get through it and then to the accumulator. And also in this case, you can find it for the stop outdoor unit. This too ESV is fully closed. That's all for the GMV water cool series. If you still had any questions, please just feel free to contact me on this email address. And see you.